Okay, tuloy po tayo sa discussion natin 'no. So, sa freedom of speech itatakal ko na lang yung mga, likely 'no, na mga itatanong sa bar pero basahin niyo pa rin po yung buong reviewer na ginawa ko for freedom of expression, for freedom of speech 'no. So, ang COMELEC po tandaan niyo, meron po ang COMELEC, right to regulate speech during elections 'no. Kasi isa po sa mga powers ng COMELEC sa constituent is 'di ba, it has the power to enforce and implement, 'di ba, all laws relating to elections and so on. O 'di yan po kasali diyan, 'di ba? That gives the COMELEC the power to regulate, 'di ba, yung electoral speeches basically. Okay, so ngayon meron pong tatlong categories dito. Una, well, yung speech ng kandidato. Okay, the speech of the candidate about, well, about campaigning malamang 'no, ba't naman mag-i-speech ng hindi mangangampanya, 'di ba, during election season. Next, speech of a non-candidate, but the principal object of the speech is the endorsement of a candidate. That's the second scenario in this case. Yung pangatlo is speech of a non-candidate regarding a social issue. O yan, no? So, iba-iba po ang treatment natin sa tatlo. Sa unang dalawa, tanong, pwede bang i-regulate ng COMELEC yung unang dalawa kong sinabi? The answer is yes. Kasi partisan political activity po yan. It is electioneering, di ba? Electoral campaign yan. Partisan political campaign. So with that being said, pwede siyang i-regulate ng COMELEC, no? So, how about the third scenario? Pwede siya i-regulate but not as to the content of the speech. Hindi po pwede ang content-based regulation. Pwede po i-regulate is content neutral regulation. Pwedeng ma-regulate as to the time, place, and manner of the speech. Okay? Next tayo. Why is regulation of speech in the context of electoral campaigns made by non-candidates may not be regulated if it principally advocates a social issue? Why? Kasi outside na po siya ng coverage outside na po siya ng powers ng COMELEC, 'no? Non-candidate social issue, kasali na po 'yan talaga, freedom of expression na lang 'yan. Wala ng electoral, wala ng electioneering diyan, wala ng partisan political campaign. So, hindi siya puwedeng i-regulate ng COMELEC whether content neutral or content based. 'Pag na-regulate 'yan, that is unconstitutional. Okay? Sige, regardless if the regulation is content-based or content neutral. Okay, let's go to the cognate rights of freedom of expression, 'no. So una is freedom of assembly, nasa section 4 din 'yan, article 3, 'di ba? What does assembly mean? Assembly means the right, 'no, of the citizens to meet peaceably for consultation in respect to public affairs, no. Like freedom of expression, it cannot be subject to prior restraint, no, hindi pwede. Hence, the exercise of the freedom cannot be conditioned upon the prior issuance of a permit or authorization from the government authorities. Hindi pwedeng hingi ka muna ng pahintulot bago ka makapag-assembly, bago ka makapag-assemble. Okay? Hindi. Iba po yan, iba yung manghihingi ka ng issuance o manghihingi ka ng permit do sa pinaka-speech itself at saka on the other hand, yung manghingi ka ng permit para lang makapag-rally ka, makapag-assembly ka sa public place. However, ayan 'no, in the case of yun ulit, Premicias versus Pogoso and Reyes versus Bagaching, saka nasa BP 880 yan. If assembly is to be held at a public place, permit for the use of such place and not for the assembly itself may be validly required. Why? Because this is a valid exercise of police power. Why? Ano lawful subject dito? Ulitin natin, nabanggit ko na, public order, di ba? Regulate traffic. So all in all, public welfare po ang pinapangalagaan natin dito. Ito bang paghingi ng permit kay mayor bago ka mag-rally doon sa public place, is this, can we consider this as lawful means? Yes. It is reasonably necessary to accomplish the interest, which is to protect, 'di ba? To promote public welfare, to preserve public order, regulate traffic, and so on and so forth. And it is not unduly oppressive. Why? Kasi bibigyan ka naman ng permit talaga, eh, 'di ba? Basta peaceful yung gagawin mo, hindi ka naman na pagbabawalan diyan, okey? So, tandaan niyo, what the permit is, you apply for the permit because you will use because you will use a public property, 'no? We will not secure the permit for the sole reason of, 'di pala, we will not secure the permit for the assembly itself, but only for the use of the public place. So, ano po implication nito? Kung gusto niyo mag-assembly tapos sa private property kayo, walang pumipigil sa inyo, okey? Kasi you cannot control the assembly itself cannot be regulated. What can be regulated is the use of the public place. So 'pag private place na gamit, hindi na puwedeng may permit 'yan. Okay, let's move 'no. When is a permit not needed? Ayan, freedom parks, private places, and campus of a government-owned and operated GO government-owned and operated educational institution. So tatlo po ang tatlong instances 'yan 'no. Private places, only the consent of the property owner or the person entitled to the legal possession is needed. Malamang kasi right of ownership niya 'yun, 'di ba? He has the power to, ano ba, power to anong tawag dun, yung mga ano na powers of, the owner, power to destroy, power to prohibit, oh 'yan, entry into the property. 'Di ba dahil meron siyang power to prohibit entry to the property, by implication meron din siyang power to accept, allow entry to the property, you get the point 'no? So an example is protests in private schools. O 'pag magpoprotesta ka sa private school, kayo nakahingi ng consent, eh, di sa may-ari nung school, o 'pag wala kang nakuhang consent, o di ka puwedeng mag-rally diyan. Otherwise violate mo yung property rights ng another person. O ngayon sa ano po, iba po 'no, 'pag campus of a government-owned and operated educational institution, subject siya to the rules and regulation of that institution. So, I'm not sure na depende na 'yan sa facts of the case kasi hindi ko naman alam kung ano rules and regulations ng mga government-owned and operated educational institution. No, ano pa example niyan, yung mga state universities 'no? Okay. So, freedom parks 'no, okay. When can the LGU refuse to issue the permit? Again, tingnan niyo, clear and present danger test na naman. The LGU can refuse to issue the permit if, there was clear and convincing evidence that the public assembly will create a clear and present danger. So, public order, safety, convenience, morals, or health. So, in other words, clear and present danger test din, okay? Okay, basahin niyo na lang 'tong maximum tolerance na 'yan. Okay, let's go. Freedom of association. Ito po, bigyan natin ng proper context 'to 'no. Ang freedom of association normally matatanong 'to sa, ah, labor law 'no. Kasi kailan po ba kayo possibly matatanong sa bar exam with respect to freedom of association? Unang-una, labor union. Diyan na gasgas 'yan, talagang labor union kayo matatanong. Puwede 'no, medyo ano 'no, puwedeng matanong kayo sa fraternities. Okey, baka ano 'no, for some reason tanungin tayo, biglang magtanong ng gano'n, puwede. Kasi fraternity alam naman natin merong ano diyan, merong connection diyan sa remedial law, criminal law, and political law, 'no? Pero talagang 'pag 'tong freedom of association, labor law talaga 'to. Tama pala, criminal law, may another pang, puwedeng tanong sa'tin kapag, ano, yung communist, leftist group. Ayan, tatlong possible scenarios kung paano tayo matatanong sa freedom of association. May pang-apat pa, okey. Una, ulitin ko, labor, unions, fraternities and sororities, leftist groups, and lastly, yung, IBP membership. Okey, sige, let's go. At saka IBP membership at saka HOA membership 'no. Kasi saka Condo Corp membership. Alam naman natin kasi, do'n muna tayo sa pang-apat, alam naman natin na kapag, 'pag magiging lawyer na tayo, magiging tayo member ng IBP. At 'pag naging member tayo ng IBP, merong IBP dues annually na we need to pay that, religiously. Otherwise, baka po tayo suspend from the practice of law, at 'pag hindi ka talaga nagbayad, 'pag naging delinquent member ka, baka, tanggalin yung pangalan mo sa roll of attorneys. Okey, nasa ethics 'yan 'no. Okey, so with that being said, freedom of association, ito yung hinahanap ko talaga. Freedom of association yields to the valid exercise of police power of the state. So in other words, police power prevails over the freedom of association of the people. Kasi sabi nga naman, when you say freedom of association, it includes the freedom not to associate. If you do not want to join that group, that is also your freedom, which is protected under the Constitution. O ngayon, sabi ng attorney, ayoko pong sumali sa IBP. Pwede ba yon? No, that's not pwede because the creation of IBP and the membership, continuing membership in the IBP, these are valid exercises of police power. Why? Ito yan. To improve the administration of justice, to raise the standards of legal profession, and enable the bar to discharge its public responsibility. Yan po ang purpose bakit kailangan members ang lahat ng abogado sa IBP. To raise the standards of legal profession, improve the administration of justice, and enable the bar to discharge its public responsibility. So, dahil po sa purpose na to, mag-prevail po yung police power over freedom not to associate of lawyers. Okay, next is paano sa HOA saka sa condo, 'di ba? Kapag bumili ka ng condo, kapag bumili ka ng lupa sa subdivision, magiging kang member ng HOA or condo corp. Tanong, meron ba choice yung property owner whether condominium unit 'yan or yung subdivision lot owner? Meron ba siyang choice not to join? No. Why? Because if you do not want to join the HOA or the condo corp, do not buy the property. And also, no, bago pala tayo bago tayo pumunta dyan, uulitin ko, throwback tayo. Uulitin natin, the Bill of Rights govern the relationship between the government and the private individuals. In this case, parehong private eh. Diba? Subdivision, property developer, condominium corporation, hindi pala property developer. HOA, condominium corporation. These are private entities. Diba? On the other hand, you are the private individual, the buyer of the property. This is not covered by the Bill of Rights kasi nga this is a purely private transaction. Purely private relationship. So hindi mo talaga pwedeng gamitin hindi mo talaga pwedeng gamitin yung freedom of association under Article 3. And, no? Sabihin natin applicable man siya, your remedy is not to buy the property. Why? Because that is provided under the terms and conditions, di ba? Part and parcel yan, pag bumili ka ng subdivision lot o pag bumili ka ng condominium unit. Part of that contract is your membership in the condo corp or in the HOA. If you do not want to be part of that, if you do not want to pay ASOC dues, condo dues, do not buy the property concern. You get the point? Okay. Ngayon, balik tayo. Natakal na natin yung number 4. Number 3, yung nasabi ko. Leftist. Oh, mayroong grupo ng leftist. Lefty sila. Is this a purpose not contrary to law? No. Hindi porket leftist ka, you are already creating an imminent danger to public safety. Just like if you right-wing ka. Whether left-wing ka o right-wing leaning, yung grupo mo, hindi naman automatic na nagkikreate na ng imminent danger to public safety yung organisasyon mo. So, you have the freedom to be part of that group, whether left-wing or right-wing. Okay? Sige. Okay. Next is, ano pa isa natin? Okay, labor union. Sa labor union po, focus na lang tayo sa labor law, discussion for that in relation to freedom of association. Tapos isa pa is fraternities and sororities. Tatanungin kayo. May isang fraternity, nag-register sila sa SEC, no? Na-register nila, okay na sila, incorporated na sila, no? Later on, tinanggal yung certificate nila, no? Ano sila, no? Parang disenfranchise sila dahil fraternities are illegal in the Philippines. Sororities are illegal in the Philippines. Tama ba yung pagkaka-disenfranchise sa kanila o hindi? o pagtatanggal, removal, o forfeiture of the certificate, tama ba yun? No. Tandaan niyo 'to, fraternities and sororities, hindi po sila illegal. These are not illegal organizations, 'no? What is illegal is hazing, okey? 'Pag sinabi 'no, ano na lang 'to 'no, for criminal law. 'Pag sinabi mong, tawag dito, 'pag sinabi mong fraternity or sorority per se, hindi siya illegal. 'Pag sinabi mong initiation rites, quote unquote, per se, hindi po siya illegal, okey? Kasi okey naman magkaroon ng initiation rites, eh, that's your rite of passage before you enter an organization, 'di ba? Organizations have the freedom to associate. Included diyan yung freedom nila to create rules, 'di ba? To create, policies, programs in their organization, 'di ba? Before one can become a member. Yung iba membership lang, bayad lang, okey. Yung iba merong ibang mga rights, 'di ba? That's their freedom as provided under the Constitution. Ang problem po, ang illegal po is hazing. Oh, ayan. If yung initiation rights naging tantamount na to hazing, that is already punishable by law. And anyone present, 'di ba, during the act of hazing shall be prima facie, anong tawag diyan, shall constitute as prima facie evidence of participation in the hazing. Presence in the hazing shall constitute as prima facie evidence of participation in the hazing. So, kailangan mong i-rebut, 'di ba? Na hindi ka kasali dun 'no, na marites ka lang, na tsismoso ka lang o tsismosa ka lang, kaya ka natingin dun. Hindi ka talaga kasali, hindi ka talaga miyembro nung grupo na nag-conduct ng hazing. Otherwise, makukulong ka kasama yung ibang mga nasa hazing. Okay, you get the point. Let's go to the next topic, freedom of information. Okay, ito gusto ko 'tong topic na 'to, eh, 'no. Anyway, hindi na po natin tinakil yung Section 28 Article 2 because hindi po siya kasali sa syllabus 'no. Pinili lang nung bar syllabus yung mga topics, provisions na under Article 2, hindi po kasali itong, Section 28 Article 2. Anyway 'no, let's go to Section 7 Article 3 'no. So, what are the requisites to determine if the right to information can be availed of 'no. So, may tatlo po. The nature of the information sought is a matter of public concern, tandaan niyo 'yan. Mamaya itatakil natin what is the meaning of matter of public concern. Next, it is not exempted by law or jurisprudence. Ano po 'yan? Yan yung mga privileges. Executive privilege, deliberative process privilege, ano pa ba? Presidential communications privilege, and so on and so forth. Okay. Next 'no, last requisite is the purpose 'no, for eliciting this information must not be unlawful or sheer idle curiosity. Eto gustong-gusto ko 'tong last requisite na 'to. Let's go, 'no? What does matters of public concern mean? Okay. The term covers subjects which the public may want to know because the subjects directly affect their lives. Talagang nakakaapekto ang problemang ito sa iyo. Okay. Next is the subject naturally arouse the interest of an ordinary citizen. So, basically, alam niyo naman yung ibang mga balita sa Facebook ngayon, 'no? Naging jowa lang si gano'n, nag-break lang si gano'n, 'di ba? Nag-tour lang sila sa ibang bansa, naka-report na sa balita. Tanong, are these matters of public concern? The answer is yes. Why? Even though these things do not directly affect your life, these things naturally arouse or naturally arouse the interest of an ordinary citizen. Yung breakup ni A at saka ni B, celebrity sila pareho, that naturally arouses your interest. So that's a matter of public concern. Okay. O ngayon siyempre, 'pag sinabi naman talaga sa balita, walang problema. Ang problem natin kaya po mayroong Section 7, Article 3 is papaano kung hindi inilalabas sa balita. Hindi inilalabas sa balita 'no. Walang clear, news 'no, walang clear articles, clear reports about the topic that you want to, know. Saka po gagana yung Section 7 Article 3. O ngayon diyan tayo magkakaalaman. Kaya gusto ko yung last requisite na 'to. May dalawang examples. Una, you want to know the current health status, no? Current health status of the president. Ayan, gusto mong malaman, may sakit ba ang presidente, no? Nag-aagaw buhay ba siya? Yan ang gusto mong malaman. Is this covered by your right to information? The answer is yes. Why? That is a matter of public concern. Why? The health of the president directly affects your life. Diba? It directly affects your life kasi syempre kung malubha mamatay si president, no? Siyempre hindi naman natin alam kung anong mangyayari. Mamatay yung presidente dahil sa sakit, ah, it will directly affect your life. Next, is this exempted by law or jurisprudence? No. Wala namang executive privilege for that eh. Di ba? Lastly, is your purpose unlawful? No. No, kasi kasi wala namang, there's no law prohibiting the disclosure of the health of the president. Yung bang purpose mo is the sheer idle curiosity. Ibig sabihin ng sheer idle curiosity in Tagalog, marites ka lang. Marites ka lang ba o concerned ka talaga? Concerned ka talaga in this case. Kasi nga, it directly affects your life. So, with that being said, pwede pong i-invoke ang right to information to disclose the current health status, current status of the health of the president. O ngayon, next example ko. Gusto mong malaman sino ang mga girlfriend ng president. Gusto mong malaman ang sex life ng president. Yan ang gusto mong malaman. Tanong, is this covered by the right to information? Tingnan natin yung requisites ulit. Is this information, yung sex life, yung girlfriend ng president, matter of public concern ba yan? The answer is yes. Kasi that naturally arouses the interest of an ordinary citizen. Di ba? Siyempre, may love life si president. Viral yan. Di ba? That will naturally arouse the interest of an ordinary Filipino. Next, is this exempted by law or jurisprudence? We can say yes. Why? Right to privacy na po yan. Di ba? Kailan lang, balik tayo sa right to privacy, no? Ganito talaga dapat, no? Pag makikita mo kung gets mo talaga yung pinasa mo o hindi, kaya mo bang mag-throwback, kaya mo bang i-correlate. O in this case, exempted ba to by law or jurisprudence? Yes. Covered by the right to privacy. What? Sa public officials, di ba? Ang public officials, they have, ano ba dyan? They have limited, di ba? Right to privacy. The right to privacy is limited. However, di ba? Dapat, yung private lives nila, private pa din. Di ba? Yung right to privacy ng public officer, it only extends to acts which have a public character. Okay? Public officials regarding their public life, no? This must be disclosed. Di ba? The public official cannot invoke the right to privacy with respect to acts which are public in character. Yun ang ibig ko sabihin. Pero in this case, sex life, love life, girlfriend ng president, these are already private matters. Private in character matters na ito. So with that being said, exempted po siya. Otherwise, it would violate the right to privacy of the president. Lastly, sheer idle curiosity po yan. Why? Kaya mo tinatanong kung sino girlfriend ng president o how is the sex life of the president, how is the love life of the president, it's just for sheer idle curiosity lang. Di ba? Marites ka lang kaya gusto mong malaman. Di ba? It does not affect your life. It is not public in character. Why do you have to know it? So with that being said, ano po siya, hindi siya pwedeng i-disclose. Let's move to the next topic. Okay. Ayan, pakibasa na lang. No? Iba pa mga examples to ng matters of public concern. Ayan, information exempted by law or jurisprudence. Normally po ito, national security matters, intelligence, o executive privilege. Di ba? Privilege matters, diplomatic negotiation, intergovernment exchanges, executive privilege. Intellectual property code and other related laws, okay 'pag may mga patent 'no, may mga inventions. Hindi mo puwedeng sabihin na, "We need." 'Di ba patented yung COVID vaccine, hindi mo puwedeng sabihin na, "Right to information, gusto naming i-disclose mo yung, formula mo nung vaccine mo." Hindi puwede, okey? Secrecy of Bank Deposit Act, same thing, 'no? Hindi puwedeng sabihin na, "Invoking my right to information, I want to know yung foreign deposits na 'to kung nakapangalan ba talaga kay president o nakapangalan ba talaga kay senator 'no? Ito ba ay laundered money basically." Hindi puwede. Kasi secrecy of bank deposits 'di ba alam niyo naman 'pag foreign currency, absolute 'yan. 'Di ba hindi talaga puwedeng i-examine, i-inquire into. Isa lang exemption natin diyan. Hindi nga puwedeng i-attach 'yan, hindi puwedeng i-garnish, eh. Isa lang ang puwedeng exemption diyan, written permission of the depositor. Without that written permission, hindi talaga puwedeng i-disclose yung foreign, currency. May subject 'yan to ano, exemption 'di ba? Exception niyan is Anti-Money Laundering Act. 'No? Kapag hindi na kailangang i-invoke 'to ng Anti-Money Laundering Council 'to. Sabihin natin private individual, oh, "Senator, invoking our right to information." Baka pera kasi ng bayan 'yan. "We are invoking our right to information, so you have to disclose your foreign currency deposits." Hindi puwede 'yun. That's not allowed, okey? Kasi nga secrecy 'yan 'no, bank secrecy law. O ngayon papaano 'pag tangent na lang tayo 'di ba lumilipad na ako ng commercial law. O papaano 'pag Anti-Money Laundering Council ang nagsabi? Ang kaso is, proceed siya ng ano, ng, Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Hmm. AGCP ang crime. Ngayon gusto nating tingnan yung foreign currency deposit na 'to ng AMLC 'no, ng Anti-Money Laundering Council kasi nga daw proceeds daw ng unlawful activity ito, specifically AGCP. Tanong, puwede ba 'yan? The answer is no. Kailangan natin ng order from the Court of Appeals, 'di ba? Anyway, mata-tackle niyo na lang later on 'yan. Hindi puwedeng AMLC lang ang magsasabi mismo. Kapag ang crime lang is AGCP, kailangan ng court order from the Court of Appeals bago po ma-divulge ang foreign currency deposit. Anyway, mata-tackle niyo na later on 'yan sa commercial law. Okey, judicial privilege 'no, court actions such as the result of the raffle of cases, the actions taken okey, pakibasa na lang 'to. Hindi siya puwedeng i-disclose by invoking the right to information, hindi po pupuwede. Deliberative process privilege and so on and so forth. Okey, yep, tatakal ko na 'to sa, Consti 1, ayan. Can the people inquire to the sex life of president? Wag ng of the president, no, because the purpose is sheer idle curiosity. Okey, okey. Sabi po sa ano, right to information diyan 'no, nakalagay po diyan, "Subject to such limitations as may be provided by law." Okey? Subject to such limitations as may be provided by law, nakalagay po yan sa Section 7, Article 3. So what does this mean? Government agencies cannot refuse access to information of public concern. However, the manner of examining public records can be subject to reasonable regulation. Yan po ibig sabihin. We can regulate but we cannot prohibit. Ano example? Sabihin natin sa RD, 'di ba public record po yung mga mga titulo diyan. Siyempre 'di naman puwedeng mag-i-invoke ka ng right to information mo ng ang 12:00 ng gabi, 'di ba? May proper regulation po for this one 'no, like ito po, examples of reasonable regulation, prescribing the manner and hours of examination 'no, so that damage to the records may be avoided, undue interference with the duties of the custodian and other employees may be prevented, and the right of other persons entitled to make inspection may be ensured. So like yun, puwede mo bang i-invoke yung right to information mo ng 12:00 ng gabi? No, 'cause that unduly interferes the duties of the employees. Aba, ang pasok niyan 8 hours lang, Monday to Friday, 'di ba? Hindi ka puwedeng mag-inquire ng hating gabi, 'no? Kasi that is subject to, balik na naman tayo, such limitations as may be provided by law. That is one, reasonable regulation. Okay. If the right to information is violated, what is your remedy? The right may be properly invoked in a mandamus proceeding. Ano po context nito? Ibig sabihin, pag na-violate yung right to information mo, ayaw i-disclose. No? Context. No? Lagyan natin ito, context. No? The right to information is violated if the matter of public concern was not divulged by the government o disclosed na lang by the government. In such case, no, the proper remedy of the private individual, no, is to file a petition for mandamus with the proper court, no, in order to compel the disclosure of the same. You get it? Okay, sige, okay na 'tong last na 'to. Let's go to ano, custodial investigation muna. No? After natin matapos yung custodial, balik tayo sa freedom of religion. Sige.